cops talking cop shit. So
cheers.
Yeah, hell yeah. And I hope you like the sign that LT bought. I think it looks amazing.
Swing. We are on the air, baby.
We are on the air, officially on the air. So we're going to talk
this one here.
Yeah.
Duty, honor, courage for all our brothers in blue.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So tonight at the bar, what we're going to talk about is DUI. We're going to talk about DUI, and there's a case in Tennessee where 600 DUI cases have to be thrown out because none of them
600
DUI cases have to be thrown out. Technically 609, but I rounded down. They have to be thrown out because all 609 zero on their BAC. Zero. When they took blood,
that means their blood alcohol.
Yeah, sorry. Their BAC was absolute zero.
Gray is the latest person we found to be charged with a DUI whose blood work would come back showing he was completely sober. For months, we've been emailing back and forth with the TBI, asking for blood work data that shows just how often it's happening in Tennessee. And it turns out we weren't the only ones asking.
I've seen the news stories that you all did.
State Representative Lowell Russell had seen our sobering problems investigations. And after one of his constituents was arrested for a DUI while he was completely sober, he asked the TBI for the data as well.
So there was an investigation last year, the end of 2013 into 2023 and 24, where they looked at statistics and DUI arrests in Tennessee, and maybe all over the place, but specifically we're going to talk about this case.
Well, there's part of the problem.
Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, isn't moonshine in your blood in Tennessee? I mean, it's
I can say that because I'm a Georgia fan,
right? Yeah. So
sorry.
Between 2017 and 2023, 609 DUI arrests resulted in zero blood in zero alcohol in the blood. And they have TBI, which is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, looking at it. So I wanted to talk about how is that even possible, LT?
I was just going to say, I mean, you make the arrest out there on the scene or on the side of the road. You make the arrest based on your observations from the field sobriety exercises, finger to nose, ABCs, walk the line, one-legged stand, all that crap. And then failing the, portions of the field sobriety exercises in order to bring them in to ask for a breathalyzer.
Before we go deep into this, we want to talk about what beer we're drinking tonight.
Yeah, let's do that. I got this at Trader Joe's, the grocery store, and because they sell singles, and sometimes it's fun to just, to buy one. Tripping Animals Brewery, and it's got a picture of a deer on the front of it with some oranges, and this is the Sunrise Wheat Ale with oranges. I mean, at least they made it pretty simple.
Yeah, definitely.
I freaking really like it. I think it's good as hell. I've never had this one before. I've had just about every other beer that they have in the grocery store, that grocery store, but
yeah, no, it's really good. I'm enjoying this. Has a nice orange flavor, not too much, not a sour.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Blue Moon with an orange slice,
or a shock top, or
right with an orange slice.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. I'm going to give it an 8 because I like it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to agree with you. I think it's an 8.
Oh my God. It's got to be the new sign.
It's definitely
I think it's radiating off into his skin or something. Holy cow. Y'all better write that shit down. Listen, our beer moment tonight, and a lot of this equipment and gear is brought to us by our sponsors. And here is a word from them. Contact Mainstreet Realty for all your real estate needs. This power team includes Tom Clem, a veteran Marine and retired law enforcement professional. Thanks, sponsors. We really appreciate it. Tom and Kristen Clem, we really do appreciate it. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our other sponsor too, Hamkaya. half mine to kick your ass.
Haven't heard from them for a while.
We haven't, but he is one of our biggest sponsors.
Absolutely.
Also.
Yes.
So thank you very much for all the gear and equipment and everything else. Talked to him today. He's not feeling very well. I think he's got the flu, but so yeah, I don't get it on these case. Oh, officer down.
Officer down. Right. So right now it is mid-February, and we have 8 officers down. Firearms is
that up or down from last year? Do you remember?
you know what? I don't remember looking at.
Okay. No, that's fine.
But right now we're at 8, and it's still the same as always. Firearms and vehicle-related crashes, things like that. So we have to be extra careful out there. And for all of our fallen brothers and sisters,
salute. God bless you and your families. Thank you for your sacrifice. All right.
So I think Tennessee might be a little different. Maybe they don't use a lot of intoxilizers. I think they rely on blood tests. So these individuals are arrested, not given an intoxilizer, and then they are taken. They're stopped. They're given a roadside sobriety.
Okay.
And then they are arrested, and then they're taken blood. But the problem is there's a huge backlog. Anywhere in the country, there's a huge backlog.
Months.
And these were people who were arrested, and they're sitting there knowing that they didn't have anything to drink. They were drunk, or they were arrested for DUI. There's a couple of cases. September 5:52 a.m. Jeff Adams, working 2 jobs. He was stopped in the morning heading to his second job, and they stopped him. He apparently failed the roadside, and he was arrested, and his blood alcohol, when they finally got the blood test back, zip. Uber driver and a school teacher. He and they said he says, I don't even drink. I'm heading to work.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
Yeah. And so they arrested him, and he
wow, man.
Yeah. So 609 of these cases. So let me ask you, what is the police officer's responsibility? So I did a few DUIs in the 3 minutes that I was on patrol, and some of them were.
I think you're giving yourself some minutes.
Some of them were slam dunks. I had this lady who blew a .316 on Super Bowl Sunday. We just had Super Bowl Sunday, and she was doing a 3-point turn in the middle of the road. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. So I stopped her, and she couldn't even finish the field sobriety. She was about to fall into a ditch. So I arrested her, and she blew a 316. But I've also had other instances where it was like, I don't know. I mean, it's close. Maybe they shouldn't be driving, but does it exceed the legal limit? So what should we do, or what should officers do if they have those? We always call them squeakers.
Well, I didn't like the squeakers.
No,
I mean, we obviously had a couple of guys in our agency that, if you gave them 1 or 2 clues, we got some new chairs here, guys. I'm just trying to get comfortable in them. Anyway, they had to be pretty much snot slinging, commode hugging drunk before I took them to jail for,
right.
I didn't want any chances.
Right.
I didn't want to go in there and then blow. In Florida, it's .08. I think it is nationwide now.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I didn't want to go in there, and then blow a .081 or 2 or a .079 or a .07.
Yeah, right.
I didn't like that. I mean, because legally they were impaired,
right.
and actually anything over an 04, 05 is considered impaired, and you can get a reckless driving for that. But I didn't want there to be any question at all on the video or on the breathalyzer, or if they refused breathalyzer, whatever we had to do. I don't get it, man. How can you arrest somebody? You have to have probable cause before you can make an arrest.
Yep.
You
Yes.
have to.
And if it's not, to me, I'm 100% with you, LT. If it's not clear probable cause, it's not probable cause.
It's not.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, God dang, man. There's
not worth
other bad guys out there that you can go arrest. Why do you have to do this? I mean, Are they giving you a kickback for it? Are you getting like promoted because you made the most DUI arrests? I mean, what the hell
Well, I
is
mean,
your?
we know that there are awards. We worked with people who got awards,
Absolutely, there
but
were.
those were good arrests. I
They
mean,
were
those
all
were good, solid
arrests.
arrests.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't condone it. I know you don't condone it.
I don't either. There was one
And-
agency in Tennessee where an officer did this 3 times. He had arrested 3 people for DUI, stone cold sober, all 3 of them.
And where was
At
this?
Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is just shows the state of Tennessee. This report that I found, it's
And TBI
Goodlettsville
doesn't
police.
understand.
Police officer of Goodlettsville police said, no, that's where the Adams was arrested. It's in here somewhere. But the officer had arrested 3 people, and none of them. Police officer arrested sober man. Turns out he had done this twice before. So, yeah, Goodlettsville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not a good look. Speaking of good looks,
And in many cases, it says the sober drivers are asking for breathalyzers.
yeah, and the one says, "Oh, we'll get that," and it just kind of blows them off.
Yeah, there's what is it? Something's rotten in Denmark.
Absolutely. So yeah,
Something's
TBI
wrong.
is
Bad
investigating this, and I don't understand why it's not common practice to do a breathalyzer. I have
Why isn't this all over the national news?
I don't know. I have no idea.
600?
600. Yeah. 609 to be technical.
If CNN gets a hold of this, or one of the national rags gets a hold of this, dude,
it looks bad on law enforcement. For all of you out there who are like, oh, you're always so pro cop. We are pro cop, but we're gonna call shit when shit is there.
Absolutely.
And this is not good. This is not a good look. You
This
should not be
makes
making
us
arrests
all
where you
look-
do not have good probable cause.
No, and this makes us all look very, very bad.
What's the
it pisses me off.
yeah? What's the craziest DUI you had?
Craziest, probably. Well, there's 2. One, the guy was out on bond for a DUI in the next county over, and 3 days after he bonded out, I popped him and he blew a 385.
Wow, a 385.
And it was his 4th DUI in like 4 years, 4 or
Jeez.
5 years. He was still driving. And another one, I pulled a lady out of the car because she just couldn't understand. I was telling her, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out. You know how that goes.
Yeah,
Get out of the
yeah,
car, get out of the
yeah,
car, get
yeah.
out of the car. And finally, she opens the car door and pours herself out. And I grabbed her arm and she's coming out, and I kind of swung her around because she was falling into the middle of the road.
Right.
And yeah, she was in the 3s. And then the one right there on the road by the PD, by the old PD. Yeah. A guy there blew it was 11 o'clock in the morning,
Okay.
and he blew a 3.5
Holy crap.
at 11 a.m. That's a career drunk.
That's a
there.
career drunk. All
I mean,
day.
yeah, he
Wow.
and you know what? He failed the field sobrieties, and I was like, okay, he's probably going to blow like a 1.5.
Yeah.
1,
you
1.4.
do enough and you can guess.
Yeah, 1.5. When that guy told me it was a 3.5, and then I had to take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, just blow him again. Just do it again. There's something's wrong. You got a wrong reading.
Right.
Sure as shit. The next one come up at 3.48. And I'm like, God, now I got to take him to the hospital.
So at what level did you have to take him to the
3.
hospital? At
Anything
3?
over a 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because at that point, your alcohol level is so high that you could go into cardiac arrest and all your shit shut down.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
Pretty high.
I was coming off the interstate and pulling up on the exit ramp, and this car, I don't know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm stopped behind this car, and it, we're at the red light, and it turns green. They don't pull away. Turns red, turns green. I'm like, okay. So I hit my blues. I get out, and the guy and his buddy, they're both passed out, and they both have a pitcher of beer between their legs
Oh,
that they had got from wherever. So
Was the car still in gear?
yeah, oh yeah,
Foot
everything.
on the brake.
Foot on the brake.
Car gear.
Yeah.
Oh.
so I call. I
All
say,
the boys
I-
put a car in front, block them
Yep,
in,
exactly.
right up against their bumper. Yeah.
So I called Pick and I said, "Hey, I got one for you," because I hated doing these
I
things.
did
But
too.
but and it's not like I needed to have that one. He came by
Yep.
and
I like doing them when I was younger in my career. because you're active and you're doing stuff. And when I first came to the agency we work for, I was whooping Pick and Dale. I was whooping both of them.
Well, when you're young, you're ready to charge hell with a bucket of water.
Yeah, and I was kicking ass, taking names.
Full of piss
Well,
and
then
vinegar.
they changed all the rules and they changed everything else. And then it became where you had to spend half your days off in court and everything.
Right.
I was like, oh, man. Okay. Like you said, hey, Pick, I got one for you. God rest his soul.
He loved that.
He loved doing them things.
All right, guys, that's about it for the show. Make sure and like and subscribe to, down below. And we're just cruising along, two cops in a bar talking cop shit. And always remember, at Surviving the Badge.
We still got your 6. Be careful out there.